out a lot of my old, sort of scraggly looking, weren't doing well anymore foundation plants around the front of my house. My house is it's about 20 years old now, and a lot of things that the developer put in before we bought it didn't really work. I'm not sure who did that landscaping. It certainly wasn't Phillip Watson. So we pulled out stuff last year, and we bought 2 of these and put them both in the front of the house, in between 2 sets of big windows in the front of my house. And man, do they look gorgeous even in the first season. Because first of all, they're big when you get them. They're coming to you in a 1-gallon pot. They've already got flowers on them, and they didn't stop flowering. In fact, I went around in November, Philip, and I think I texted you these pictures. I went around in November and took pictures of all the flowers that were still in my garden in November after Halloween. I still had roses, and I still had these and a few others, and these looked spectacular. So these are going to last you months and months. They are a true blue, a very famous variety. You can put them in a large pot or in the ground, but please get them, because Philip, what did you tell me? They are as easy as a daylily, right?
Yes, indeed they are. And this is also a proven winner selection. So you know that it's top notch.
Yeah.
And they are double to semi-double, and it's that beautiful blue color. Think about the small trees and shrubs that bloom all summer. There are almost none. This one does, and it is low maintenance. It will grow in not very good soil at all. It'll grow in clay, it'll grow in sand. Full sun is what it really loves, but it will grow in some shade. These are compact, and when I say compact, it doesn't mean they don't get tall. It means that they have lots of branches. So they're very dense. They can get up to 12 feet tall and 6 feet wide. I prune mine, and I let them only get 5 feet tall. You can shear them just like you would a privet hedge, and I do that in early spring before the blooms have started. And then I've got these nice dense colors here. Lacy, each petal is a little bit lacy on the end, which I love that. But it is the lowest maintenance of all of the small flowering trees and shrubs.
Yeah.
Just fabulous.
And you were telling me that you can do a flowering hedge if you get several of these, which would look absolutely stunning. So these are a proven winners plant, as you said. That proven winners are what I gravitate towards if I am going to get something that's an actual shrub or a perennial that's going to be like a something, a foundation plant or something like that, because I know they're going to perform. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. So
yes, and that's how they bloom. It'll be like that. The regular rose of Sharon, it'll be kind of spotty with blooms and loose.
Yeah.
This is dense.
Yeah.
That's what I want. Saturated color.
So we have a price for you of under $32 today. On the Proven Winners site, I looked it up. These are $38. So we have a good price, and you can save some money. You can get the easy pay, get your free shipping. Again, great for a beginner gardener or someone who is not super experienced, because you're not going to fail with these. They are like a daylily. They'll perform in any kind of soil. They love the sun, but one of mine is in part shade on one end of my house, and it did really well as well. So you will get, I think, more flowers the more sun you have, but they're not going to, struggle really anywhere, because they're like a daylily.
No, they're not. And they will even take salt spray. Not many things will. They will not burn. Now, I've used these out on Long Island, right where salt spray comes in, and they're just fine and dandy. They're beautiful in containers. In fact, this in the blue container, ba boom.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, there's an idea.
Yeah. In that whiskey barrel, which, by the way, we'll remind you of in just a second. So again, you're going to get the growing guide. Don't forget, if you're just tuning in, Philip brought in last year this really popular time-release fertilizer. No measuring required, and you only do it once a season, so you don't have to go back every 2 weeks and apply more fertilizer. So ask about that. Don't forget about your growing guide, and with your growing guide, you're going to get step-by-step instructions: how much sun, where to plant, what kind of hole to dig, how big it's going to get, how far to space them apart, all of that stuff in your growing guide. So don't throw this away. It's going to be in your box when you get your plants. By the way, we haven't mentioned this, but our plants will all ship out to you, depending on where you live, when it is the correct time to plant them. So you're not going to be getting plants too late or too early, and you don't have to worry about what zone am I in, because we can tell and we'll ship them to you at the appropriate time. So
Right.
this is our Hibiscus blue chiffon, also known as a rose of Sharon. It's a perennial. It comes back every year. And Philip, you were saying it's going to get to what, about 6 feet tall unless I trim it?
If you trim it, you can keep it trimmed down as low as 4 feet tall. If
Okay.
you just let it go wild, it'll get 10 to 12 feet tall
Oh, wow.
and
Okay.
6 feet wide. They're great as a standalone. If you want something that's showy for curb appeal in the front of your yard, plant it by itself.
Okay.
You could plant that golden listomachia underneath it, which comes back every year.
Mm-hmm.
You got it all going on.
Yeah.
Nobody will have anything in the neighborhood that looks like that.
But I know if you're like my mom and she loves now doing just container gardening, this is also going to do well in a large pot. And Philip, tell me again,
Yeah.
what size pot? I mean, I guess with any plant, the bigger the pot, the bigger the plant. But what would you say would be ideal for this?
Well, the large whiskey barrels that tend to be about 21 inches across,
Okay.
which you can get at most of the box stores. But the first season, you could also grow this in this smaller pot that we're offering to you,
Okay.
and it'll do fine in there the first season.
Okay.
But
And we'll show you that.
yes,
in a second.
because they're very cold hardy, so don't worry about them dying on you. I hate it when things just up and die.
I know.
So
Yeah, and these
won't do it.
Yeah, these are deer resistant, as you said, just like the peonies, and they will definitely survive the winter. So stay in the ordering process for them. This is M71708. If you love, by the way, I love blue flowers. I love to add white and blue to my garden. So many of the beautiful flowers are in the pink shades and yellows and oranges, and I just love a pop of blue. And guess who else loves blue? Butterflies. They absolutely love blue flowers. So, let's help out our butterflies. I heard the monarchs are maybe making a little bit of a comeback, which was really great news. A lot of you have been really trying to help the butterfly population. So attract them to your yard with these beautiful blue flowers. And you get such a big payoff for $31 and change. This is a sale price. And again, all of Philip's plants that you're seeing, this is the first bunch that you're seeing for the season. They're all limited quantity. A lot of them are just the one quantity for the season. So we want to make sure that you get yours. And don't worry that, oh my gosh, it's 16 degrees outside. Why am I ordering plants? Because you're planning your garden right now. You're planning, where am I going to put that? I had that gap last year. I wished I had something on that corner, or something in between those two big green things in front of my house. Or I wanted to have that showpiece plant in my yard that I could make a garden around it. This is what you do now. You plan ahead. You're reserving your plants now. We are not shipping them to you till it's time to plant them, and they are going to be fabulously healthy when you get them. Just look at Philip's reviews on .com.
Thank you.
So, so stay in the ordering process. Honey, final thoughts on this one before we wrap it up?
Well, if you want something that's going to be big, bodacious, and reliable, that is the one to go with. The lowest maintenance of all the flowering shrubs that I offer.
Excellent.
And blue goes with everything.
Yep. And it's this big when you get it, if not bigger. Ready to go.
Yeah.
And you don't have to stake it or anything. Just pop it in the ground. Give it some of that time-release fertilizer, and you're done. Just watch it go to town.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Stay in the ordering process for these. 1,200 of them ordered. Just a quick reminder of the thing we started the show with. These glacier